You know, it feels like everywhere you look online now, it's just video, video, video. It's amazing, really.
It really is. The demand is huge.
But if you've ever actually tried making a video yourself, it's tough. Finding the time, getting the right gear, actually, making it look decent, it's a lot.
That's absolutely right. I mean, historically, getting that professional polish, it really took significant investment, specialized skills, put it out of reach for a lot of people.
Right, which is, well, why we're doing this deep dive today. We're looking into something called Kling AI.
Ah, yes, Kling.
Yeah.
It's making waves.
Yeah, tons of buzz because apparently it can create video just from text or even from a still picture,
Yeah,
which is kind of mind-blowing if you stop and think about it.
it really is a leap.
So our plan today, based on the stuff you shared, is to really unpack what Kling AI can actually do.
Hmm.
Where is it strong? Where does it maybe stumble a bit? And what could this all mean, sort of looking ahead?
Exactly.
So yeah, think of this as your quick guide to getting clued in on this tech.
We'll explore its core functions, what it offers now, and maybe peek into where it's heading, all based on those materials.
Okay, so let's get into it. One of the first things that jumped out at me, and I think you touched on this,
Hmm.
is this idea of, well, making video creation easier for everyone.
Yes, accessibility.
It feels a bit like what we saw with those text-to-image AIs.
Right.
Something you didn't have to be a graphic artist to make something cool visually.
That's a really good comparison, actually. Kling AI, essentially, it lowers that barrier to entry massively.
Yeah, so exactly.
Well, if you can describe what you want in words, or maybe you've got a photo you want to bring to life, you can potentially generate moving images without needing, deep filmmaking knowledge or wrestling with complex software.
Right.
Think about like a small business wanting a quick product video, no huge marketing budget. Maybe this lets them do something decent in-house.
Yeah, I can see that. And you mentioned rapid prototyping, too. That sounds super practical.
It is.
Like, I'm picturing filmmakers needing to visualize a scene quickly,
Yeah.
or educators ripping up simple how-to videos
Right.
without a whole production setup.
Precisely. Kling AI has huge potential for just getting ideas into a visual form fast. Imagine generating like several drafts of a storyboard or a training bit just by changing a few words in the prompt.
Wow.
Could really speed up those early creative stages.
And what's also interesting, something else from your research, is it's not just making videos from scratch with text, right?
Yeah,
It can animate existing pictures.
correct. That's a key feature.
Seems like it opens up different doors again.
It does. Being able to, generate totally new stuff from text and add motion to static images, that's a powerful mix.
Yeah?
We could have museums making old photos move or presenters making their slide decks way more dynamic with their existing pictures.
Okay, but let's talk quality. We've all seen maybe some less than stellar AI stuff out there.
Uh-huh. Some uncanny valley moments for
Right.
sure.
Yeah. But the info on Kling AI seems to suggest it's aiming for like high quality output. What does that imply about the tech?
Well, that focus suggests it's probably using pretty advanced algorithms, ones that understand not just movement, but maybe some basics of, visual appeal, aesthetics.
So trying to look less robotic.
Exactly. Aiming for something more polished, less obviously artificial than maybe some of the earlier attempts we saw in AI video.
And I guess that quality focus ties into efficiency too, which I know you mentioned. If the first draft it spits out is already pretty good,
Right.
that must cut down on editing time later, yeah.
Absolutely. That potential for a much faster turnaround compared to traditional video workflows, that's a huge selling point.
Saves time, saves resources.
Lets you get content out faster when you need it.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting for me, thinking about the scalability you brought up.
Okay.
If a company needs, like, tons of video, different ads, product variations, that sort of thing, could Kling AI realistically handle that kind of volume?
That's the potential, yes. Scalability is a key aspect. For organizations needing a high volume of video regularly.
Like social media teams, maybe?
Exactly. Or marketing departments. AI tools like this offer a path to meet those demands efficiently, adapting to scale without the usual bottlenecks of traditional production.
Okay, so beyond just being faster and scalable, could this AI actually lead to, like, totally new styles of video? things we haven't even thought of,
That's a fascinating angle.
like how early photos or film changed how we saw things.
It's possible. AI, by its nature, can sometimes create unexpected visual combinations or movements, things a human creator working with established rules might not stumble upon.
Hmm.
So yeah, it could potentially open doors to new kinds of visual expression, maybe new ways of blending abstract ideas with realism, for instance.
Okay, so that's the exciting upside. But let's maybe pivot a bit. Let's talk limitations.
Eh.
Right now, today, what kind of hurdles might someone using Kling AI run into based on what you found?
Well, a big one currently is getting really fine-grained control. The overall quality might be good, impressive even, but telling it exactly how someone should move, or a very specific facial expression, or a precise camera pan, that's still tricky with just text prompts.
Right. It's easy to say dog running in a park, but harder to specify, like a golden retriever limping slightly, camera tracking low.
That level of nuance, that granular control is still developing.
Okay. And what about just things looking weird inconsistencies? I think one article hinted at that.
Yes, that's another potential issue. Depending on how complex your prompt is and how good the AI is at that moment, you might still get visual glitches.
Like?
Oh, objects morphing strangely, movements looking unnatural, maybe weird digital artifacts in the background, stuff like that. They're constantly working on it, but it can happen.
Okay, so control and visual coherence are areas for improvement. Looking ahead then, what are the key upgrades we might expect to see for tools like Kling?
Well, enhanced granular control is definitely high on the list. Imagine sliders or more detailed commands for camera angles, character actions, how objects interact, maybe even editing cuts.
Right, giving the creator more levers to pull.
Exactly. More agency over the final look and feel.
What about the AI just understanding us better when we type in the prompt?
Oh, absolutely vital. Improved natural language understanding. As the AI gets better at picking up on nuance, subtle instructions, maybe even implied moods in the text, the videos it creates will just get closer and closer to what the user actually intended.
And for the pros, the people already doing video, how does this stuff fit into their world? Will it integrate with the tools they already use?
That's a likely goal. Seamless integration with standard editing software like Premiere Pro or Final Cut.
So you could generate a clip with AI and then pull it into your main project.
Precisely. Use the AI-generated bits as maybe a starting point or for specific elements, and then refine them within your familiar workflow.
It also feels like the AI needs to learn more about, well, storytelling itself, not just making pretty pictures move.
That's a really important point. Training these models on narrative structure, pacing, cinematic conventions, that's crucial for generating videos that are genuinely compelling, not just technically okay sequences.
And this improvement process, it's not just the developers in a lab, right? User feedback must be key.
Oh, massively. Having strong feedback loops where creators using the tool can report issues, suggest features, share what works, that real-world input is absolutely essential for guiding development and making the AI better over time.
Okay, let's zoom out even further. The future.
Yeah.
What are some of the really big, maybe even transformative possibilities your sources hinted at for this kind of AI?
Well, one idea is hyper-personalized video.
Meaning?
Content tailored specifically to an individual viewer's preferences, maybe their context. Think advertising or educational videos becoming incredibly relevant and engaging because they're almost custom made.
Wow, okay. That's a lot to think about. What else? Immersive stuff?
Yes, potential there too. Text and image to video AI could really streamline creating content for VR and AR.
Making it easier to build those virtual worlds.
Making it more efficient, more accessible for more creators to build those immersive experiences, yeah.
And for businesses, you mentioned the marketing angle before, this seems like it could automate a lot of content creation.
It could. Businesses could potentially use AI to quickly generate loads of diverse video content for social media, ads, product demos, allowing them to be much more agile.
It really keeps circling back to that accessibility point we started with, doesn't it?
It does. Lowering the cost, lowering the complexity.
Making video less intimidating for individuals or smaller groups.
Exactly. Potentially fostering much broader participation in creating video content.
And artistically. Could it push creative boundaries?
I think so. We might see totally new visual styles emerge, new ways of telling stories, especially in video art or experimental film, just because the tool allows for things that were difficult or impossible before.
The idea of real-time generation sounds almost like science fiction. What would that even look like?
It's definitely futuristic, but imagine video that's generated on the fly, based on dynamic input,
What
like
is?
interactive experiences where the video changes based on what a user does, or maybe news reports where visuals are generated in real time as events unfold. Adaptive video.
Wild.
Yeah.
And it probably won't stay just as video generation, right? It'll connect with other AI.
That seems very likely. The future probably involves integrating this with AI voice generation, AI music composition, maybe even AI animation tools.
Creating like fully automated content pipelines.
Potentially, yes, leading to increasingly sophisticated and automated ways of creating complex media.
Okay, wow. Before we wrap, maybe let's just quickly touch on the tech behind this.
Right.
What's likely making Kling AI pick? That realism, for instance, that doesn't come from nowhere.
No, it doesn't. Given the focus on realism, it's almost certainly using advanced generative models. Things like transformer architectures are very likely involved.
Why Transformers?
They're particularly good at handling sequences and understanding context over time, which is, crucial for making video frames flow together smoothly and logically.
And achieving that realism needs data. Lots of it.
Oh, immense amounts. The quality we're seeing suggests training on massive data sets of high-quality, diverse video footage.
Learning from millions of examples of how things look and move.
Pretty much. The broader and better the training data, the better the AI gets at generating believable new content.
And how does it keep track of things within the scene? Making sure a character stays consistent, for example.
It's highly likely it uses some form of scene understanding and object recognition.
So it sort of knows what's supposed to be in the video.
In a sense, it analyzes the prompt and tries to maintain consistency, making sure objects behave correctly, people look like people, the environment stays coherent frame to frame.
And turning a still photo into video. That sounds like magic. How does it figure out movement from a flat image?
Yeah, that's clever stuff. It likely involves inferring motion and depth from the static image. The AI has to basically guess how things are arranged in 3D space and then extrapolate plausible movement over time. It's complex inference.
And finally, getting good results probably isn't just typing cat video, right?
Probably not, no. Using these tools effectively likely means crafting quite detailed text prompts.
Specifying style, mood, action.
Exactly. The more specific you are about the content, the motion, the visual style, even the feeling you want, the better you can guide the AI towards the result you're aiming for.
And building this kind of AI, it's obviously a huge effort.
Oh, absolutely. It requires enormous computing power, plus a really specialized team, experts in AI, computer vision, probably even people with filmmaking backgrounds to help steer the aesthetic side.
Okay, so wrapping this up, Kling AI feels like a pretty major step in AI video generation.
I'd agree.
Being able to make video from text or from images, it offers real advantages.
Yeah.
Speed, accessibility, maybe even new creative pathways.
That's a good summary. And while, there's still development needed to refine it, the core tech really points towards AI playing a much bigger role in how we make and watch video in the future.
Yeah. And hopefully for everyone listening, this deep dive, looking at the materials you shared, has given you a solid handle on what Kling AI is about right now. Its potential, the challenges, and just a sense of where this is all heading.
It's moving fast.
It really is. Keeping up is key to understanding what's next for, well, video itself.
Which actually leaves us with a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. As tools like Kling AI get even better, how do you see them changing how you interact with video, either as a potential creator or just as a viewer? What new things, creative, practical, might pop up as this tech keeps evolving?